Welcome all, welcome in another important video. I hope you all are doing great. And in this video, we will see how to access command prompt of our running container. Okay, so yes, our container also has command prompt, and it's really important to understand how to access command prompt of our container. Imagine you want to deploy your web application inside the container, and imagine your front end is made up of React.js and you have used Node.js to create your backend APIs. So, in order to run your backend server and React.js inside the container, first thing you will need is container of either Ubuntu or Fedora or any other Linux system. So because that is the basic requirement. Let's say you choose Ubuntu image, and once you have that image, you have created container, and now you want to install Node.js because that is the dependency you will require before you run start commands. Okay, so how will you install that dependency? And that's exactly when we will need access to the command prompt of container. So once you have access to the command prompt of the container, you can simply go inside that terminal, you can type npm install, you can run installation commands. So that command will basically install Node.js inside your container, and then you can start your Node.js server and React.js server. Alright, so this is how it works. So I hope you have understood the use case of accessing command prompt of the container. Alright, so in this video we will see how to do that. Okay, so there are 2-3 ways, we will see all of them. So let's get started. So as you can see, the black window you see in front of us is nothing but command prompt or shell of our launched instance. So this is our launched instance. You can see the IP address of that launched instance as well. And inside of it, we write different commands. Okay, so that Docker commands. So in the same way, we can access command prompt of our container as well. But before that, we will need to create container. So for this example, I'm going to use Nginx image. So this is Nginx is basically a web server, and this is one of the popular image in Docker Hub to play with. So let's simply fetch this image locally first. Okay, and how we gonna fetch this image? Well, we have one command, docker pull command. We saw this in our previous video, and we just have to pass name of the image which we want to fetch from Docker Hub. All right, so if I hit enter, it will fetch the image locally. Okay, so let me make this terminal bigger. I will use alt enter, and let me make font size little bit bigger. I will use control plus plus. Okay, so now we have pretty big font. All right, it will fetch that image from the Docker Hub into our local running instance. Okay, so let's list out all the locally available images. So there is one command docker images, and this command will basically list out all the locally available images. So currently we have only one image, which is Nginx. All right, so now this is good. So now let's create container of that local image. So we have run command, and this run command will create container of our run Nginx image. Okay, if I run this command as it is, I will not be able to access command prompt of Nginx. Okay, so for that purpose I will have to pass command line options. So what is that options? So after run and before image name, I will have to pass -it, and then after Nginx, I'll have to simply pass bash. What is bash? Bash is, again, you can compare bash with the terminal, but it is basically a command prompt. It's a command line. Okay, you can run commands inside of it. So this is the complete command. So let's quickly run this command and see what happens. Okay, so now if you observe, earlier we were here, we were accessing command prompt or command line of our launched instance, but now in here, if you see, we have a root @ some random number. So this is nothing but command prompt of our Nginx container. Okay, and if I use some commands, let's say ls, this will show me what we have inside our Docker container. Okay, and in here I can create new folder. Let's try to do that. And if I list, so you can see we have new folder here. So basically we can run commands, we can create folders, files, and whatever we normally do inside any specific image, we can run those commands in here. All right, so this is the first way through which we can access command prompt of the container. But if you observe, we saw example of launching container with command prompt options. Okay, what if our container is already running and we want to access command prompt of that container? So let's try that as well. So first of all, let's list out all the containers running locally. So for that we have command docker container list. So currently we do not have any container running because we have closed this container. Okay, and there is no more container running. So first of all, launch new container. So we will use again docker run command, and I, and this time I will simply pass detached flag. So what this detached flag will do, we have already saw this. So basically it will run our container in detached mode. So if I run this, so now we have command prompt access as well. And if I list out all the containers which is running, so I can see there is one container now. Okay, and this is the container ID. All right, so let me clear this out. All right, so this is our container which is running. All right, so now here we have the situation where our container is already running and we want to access terminal of our running container. So we have one specific command for that, and that command is nothing but exec command. So simply type docker exec. All right, and then we'll have to pass flag again, and lastly we'll have to pass name of the container. So it's gonna be 7C6516216233 FA3. All right, well, I have some typos here. It should be EXEC. All right, and now if I run this, now if you can see here, we have access to the terminal. So let me clear this and then let me show you once again. All right, so we have this command. If I run this, now we have terminal access. All right, so this is another way of accessing terminal. All right, so we just saw how to access terminal of our running container and how to launch container with the terminal access. So I think that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.